Yes, good evening and a warm welcome to the brand new Football League show as we aim to bring you every goal across all three divisions. By the way, there's only 95 just to squeeze in tonight. Over the next 40 weeks, we'd also love to hear from you. Have you got the right manager in charge? Have you got the right players in the team, perhaps? What about your result this afternoon? Here's Lizzie Greenwood-Hughes as to how you can get in touch.
You can text us on 81111 or send us an email to footballleague@bbc.co.uk. And we would particularly like to hear from Newcastle fans tonight. After all the chaos that's been going on at the club, how are you feeling now the season is finally underway? And from the other leagues, we'd also really like to hear from Norwich City, Notts County and Gillingham fans. I don't want to give too much away, but anyone who's seen the scores from those matches will know why we want to hear from you. But whoever you support in the Football League, make sure you get in touch with us. This is your chance to have your say.
Yeah, more from Lizzie a little later. Well, joining me tonight, a man who knows the Football League inside out. He's played for 19 different clubs and featured in well over 1,000 games. A warm welcome to Steve Claridge. And alongside Steve, fresh from his emotional return to former club Queen's Park Rangers, the Blackpool manager Ian Holloway. Here's what's coming up tonight. 6 months ago to the day, Newcastle travelled to West Brom for what was then a Premier League clash. Today they met on the opening day of the Championship season and had to settle for a point. They played the name game at Derby today as Clough, no not that one, but son Nigel took on Ferguson. No not that one, but son Darren, who took his newly promoted Peterborough side to play Family Fortunes.
Out with the old and in with the new. I'm Mark Clement and I'm going to be spending the day at Cardiff City's swanky new £50 million stadium.
Well, Steve, as I mentioned a little earlier, 95 goals on the opening day of the Football League season. What a start.
Absolutely fantastic. I think anybody who has any sort of interest in the Football League thought that this season had the potential, to be very exciting, and if today was anything to go by, then we're in for a hell of a ride, aren't we?
Ollie, you've taken a year out, haven't you? A sabbatical, as some people put it, for the last 12 months. Glad to be back in the mix?
Oh, it was fantastic today. I'm a little bit hoarse, but I had a great reception from QPR, but they just nicked a goal off us in the end, so probably a draw was a fair result, but it's great to be back.
Yeah, it's great to have you here as well. What are you looking forward to most this season, Steve?
I think it's just the unpredictability of all the leagues. I mean, every league seems to have something happening in it that's of interest. We've got Sven in the bottom league, we've got some big clubs in Division 1, and of course we know the unpredictability of the Championship. I mean, only three teams have won their opening matches in the Championship. So it's a fantastic start for everybody, and I think it's going to be a thoroughly entertaining season right throughout the leagues.
Well, you mentioned the big teams. No doubt the big talking point in the Championship is Newcastle. Who'll buy them? Who'll be their manager? And can they bounce back at the first time of asking? Well, we got some sort of pointer to that last question, at least, when they travelled to West Brom, a game you might have seen a little earlier here on BBC One. Well, the minute's applause in memory of Sir Bobby Robson held across the country was even more poignant here, as Newcastle and Sir Bobby will forever be associated. Commentary comes from Mark Lawrenson and Guy Mowbray.
Jonas Olsson once again is a really big threat from this sort of position. Greening in, Olsson jumping, Harper got there, blocked on the line, and Shelton Martis has stabbed the ball home. Newcastle undone by a set piece. Jonas Olsson and Martis reacted quickly.
Yeah, it's the first ball really that causes the goal from West Brom's point of view. It was very difficult for Newcastle to do, and I think Harper's actually been kicked by his own player, but Martis was the one who was more determined than anyone.
Harper's back to his feet. Put away unchallenged by Chris Wood. Corrin. Jose Enrique. Confronted by Malumbu and then Greening. Smith is able to dig it out to Ameobi. Gutierrez wants him wide. Ameobi found Nolan in a better position. Now Damien Duff! Marvellous
I think it's Kevin Nolan who eventually gets a ball guy, and he gets his head up in a great position, and he just picks Duff out. Just way to pass is brilliant.
Jonathan Greening's corner, Krul, flapped at it a little. Did he make the save? I think he did.
I think he made the second save, no doubt about it. He flapped at the first one, and I think he's got the smallest of fingertips on this.
Greening stands over the ball. Greening will swing it over. Jonas Olsson is there! And the flag's gone up, has it? No, Mike Dean has seen some pushing. Roberto Di Matteo saw it early enough not to celebrate. West Bromwich Albion are denied a winner.
Offside.
Offside. I think Mike Dean indicated pushing at first, but the flag was up for offside.
As that ball went in the net at the very end there, in the very final second of added time, you might have been forgiven for feeling that it had kicked you when you were down, so to speak.
Yeah, very much so. I think I didn't see the flag go up instantly, and I've turned away thinking it was a goal, and then I was reminded by somebody that it wasn't, and I haven't had an opportunity to see it again. But yeah, certainly we're thankful. But I think we got what we deserved today, you know, and to come here, as I say, a very good side, and a side that I'm sure will do very well in this division. And to get a draw on opening day, I think is a credit to this group of lads.
Yeah, two teams there looking to bounce straight back. Which of the two managers would have been happier at the end of the 90 minutes, Steve?
Probably Roberto Di Matteo, simply because Newcastle in open play thoroughly dominated the game. But, you know, what you've got to say is, oddly, it was a Newcastle reserve keeper who came on second half substitute, Tim Krul, who pulled off 3 fantastic saves. But overall, I think the way that the two sides played, there were more positives from a Newcastle aspect than there probably were from West Brom.
Which of those two sides are you least looking forward to playing against, Ollie?
If I could play Newcastle quickly, I probably would, because you know they need to make a decision on who the manager's going to be, and is he going to keep it, is he going to sell it. And obviously, the longer Roberto gets there, the more his players will understand what he wants. So, but both of them are going to be candidates to go up, I think.
You agree?
I'm exactly of that opinion. I think that those two sides will be there or thereabouts. Certainly Newcastle, there was a lot of character, a lot of spirit, a lot of fight, and there were plenty of things to take from that game from their side. And we know West Brom are well versed at this level. They're used to getting out of that league. So those two should, on that performance, be up there.
Well, that Newcastle goal was quality as well.
It was, yeah.
Fantastic ball from Nolan, great finish.
So